There are so many different ways that you can grow your finances. And really, my heart hurts for those people that don't do anything intentionally or specifically to multiply their wealth. They go to work, they know how to make money, they've made a lot of money, they have saved a lot of money, but they're not actually putting that money to work so that it can grow. And so I just want to make sure that people know that there are other ways to multiply your wealth and that you understand that some of them are traditional ways and some of them are non-traditional ways.
You were created to live abundantly and multiply in every area of your life. But let's be honest, the road isn't always easy.
We know that firsthand. We've been through highs and lows, from losing everything to now managing an investment fund, and we're still on the journey.
This podcast isn't about having it all figured out. It's about real stories, kingdom principles, and trusting God with what's already in your hands.
On Mandate to Multiply, we go deep into faith, family, finances, and other topics, sharing what we've learned and what we're still learning as we walk it out with Jesus.
If you're ready to think bigger, live boldly, and multiply what matters most,
then you're in the right place. We're Jonathan and Melissa Edmiston, and this is Mandate to Multiply.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Mandate to Multiply podcast. I am one of your hosts, Melissa Edmiston. And again, I don't have my amazing husband with me today. I will be recording this episode solo. I know you all miss him because I do. I cannot wait to record with him again. We have just been dividing and conquering a lot these days. And so he is not here with me. But today, I just feel really passionate about this topic. I'm excited to share with you. As you know, the Mandate to Multiply podcast is a podcast that we believe in multiplying in every area of your life. Specifically, we love to talk about multiplying your faith, your family, and your finances. And what I mean by multiplying, that can seem like, what does that even mean? Well, multiplying your faith basically means that we have a belief. We believe that Jesus is our Lord and Savior. I know for me, for sure, I have lived my life many years without my faith, without my belief in Jesus, without surrendering my life to him. And now I live completely opposite. And I can tell you which is better because I have lived both. And so I believe that it is my God-given mandate and assignment to make sure that I share that out loud with other people so that they too can walk in that freedom and have a relationship with him. And then multiplying our family means, well, our number one assignment that Jonathan and I believe in our life is our children, our family, making sure that we prioritize pouring into our boys, raising them, training them, pouring into them, teaching them the word of God, teaching them about life, teaching them character. Does that mean our boys are perfect? No way. But it means that we are being intentional on how we raise them, on how we steward their lives. And then multiplying our marriage, right? Like we are very intentionally building our marriage so that we can be a blessing to other people and other marriages, both now and in the future. There's so many things we've walked through that we want to be able to say, oh yeah, we've walked through that, or this is how we got through that, or this is where we were and this is where we are now. Because really, without sharing those kind of things with people, how else do they know? How else do they know that they're not alone? How else do they know how to improve, change their marriage, grow their marriage, improve their marriage? Because what I know to be true as far as parenting and marriage, both of those things are not things that you can just go through the process every day, go through the motions, and just think that you're going to have an amazing family, an amazing marriage, and amazing children without being very intentional. Now, I say that, but also we know that it's all in the hands of God. Like we trust that our kids are not ours, they're his, but we want to make sure that we're good stewards of everything that he gives us. And that's how we are very passionate about multiplying. And then lastly, our finances. We believe that we have a God-given mandate to multiply our finances so that we can be a blessing to other people, so that we can make an impact, and so that we can be a blessing to future generations in our own family line. So that's what this podcast is about. We have talked a lot about faith and we've talked a lot about family. We've talked a lot about, honestly, stories and things that we go through because Jonathan and I believe that if our heart is not whole, if we're not walking in complete freedom, then it's very hard to run a successful business. It's very hard to lead your children well and your family well and be a good spouse if you're dealing with heart stuff, if you're dealing with betrayal and offense and all these things that affect our heart. And so it's really important that we talk about these things. That's why we've shared stories with you guys about betrayal. That's why last week I shared about trusting again, because we believe that it's very important to have wholeness and freedom in every area of our lives. So today I just want to kind of quickly go over, I get this question all the time and I've been getting it a lot lately. And so I want to talk about specifically in the area of multiplying our finances. I've had a lot of people ask me, what is an investment fund? And I'm like, wow, I'm thinking everybody knows what that is, but silly of me to think because before we launched a hedge fund a few years ago, I didn't know what an investment fund was. I didn't know a lot. I didn't know about a lot of the things that I talk about today that we actually have the privilege to do. And so I want to make sure that I'm very intentional to talk about things that I didn't know before, right? I want to speak to the person. I want to speak to the woman who is where I was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I just lately really been thinking a lot about like, I don't want anything that I have walked through or experienced or grown in to just be for me. Because I think that's a part of multiplying. That's a part of our mandate to multiply. I want to make sure that anything that I learn, that anything God shows me, that anything that I grow in, anything that I overcome, any freedom that I walk in that I didn't at one point, I want to share that with other people because there are so many things that I walk through that I say, I wish somebody would have told me. I wish somebody would have warned me. I wish somebody could help me with this. I wish I had a mentor in this. I wish I had a model for this. So that's what we're doing. We're making sure that we don't just keep it all to ourselves. And that doesn't mean that we have mastered it or arrived by any means, but it does mean we've learned, we've grown, and we're walking differently through something. And I want to make sure that we share that with other people. So as far as what is an investment fund, okay? An investment fund and an option for multiplying your money. There are so many different ways that you can grow your finances. And really, my heart hurts for those people that don't do anything intentionally or specifically to multiply their wealth. They go to work, they know how to make money, they've made a lot of money, they have saved a lot of money, but they're not actually putting that money to work so that it can grow. And buying a house and waiting 20 years is not the only way to make money grow. Buying a house and flipping it is an amazing way to make money. We do that. We have a real estate firm. Real estate is a part of our fund as well, but it's not the only way. And so I just want to make sure that people know that there are other ways to multiply your wealth and that you understand that some of them are traditional ways and some of them are non-traditional ways. There's a really great book called Money Mastering the Game by Tony Robbins. And he talks a lot about like, this is a way, but it's not the only way. And oftentimes the way that most people think is the only way to make money or to grow money is not really the way that you as the investor can win the most. It's oftentimes the way that the people managing the money or making the investments for you win the most. Now, again, let me just preface, I am not a financial planner. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your money. As a matter of fact, what we do isn't financial planning. We don't tell people what to do with their money. We are a tool that anybody that is looking to multiply their wealth can use as one of the tools in your tool belt. You can, different ways that you can invest. I hope that you have a financial planner. I hope that you have an accountant. I hope that you invest in multiple different ways. We are a tool. God has given us the privilege and the honor of being trusted enough that we can do what we know to do to multiply wealth for other people. But we're not the only way. And so an investment fund is a pool of money. Okay. So think of multiple people, different investors, different people can all put their money into this pool of money. Okay. And this pool of money specifically is managed by a general partner or a fund manager. Okay. And then everybody that puts their money into the pool of money are limited partners. The money goes into this pool of money. I wish I had like a whiteboard. I should be drawing you a picture. And when that money goes in, now I want you to hear this. This isn't just like a fly-by-night investment fund. There is that. There are people that be like, I got this deal, everybody give me money. And they go do it. And maybe you make money, maybe you don't. It's really important when you consider private investment funds, like I'm about to explain to you, that you make sure, one, that there's somebody hopefully that you know and trust, and two, that they are registered with the SEC, that they have all of the legal documentation, subscription docs, limited partnership agreement, all of the things in place so that you see everything in writing and you know there has been work put into this to do this the right way. Also, I highly suggest that they have a third-party admin company. That is a party that is not affiliated with them. That is somebody that is monitoring the fund, looking at where the money goes, looking at the payouts. All of that is very important. Don't just go to anybody that says, I have a fund, we're going to do this here, give us your money. That's how we lose our money. That's how we hear of different Ponzi schemes and stuff that we don't want to be a part of. But an investment fund, pool of money, all the money goes into this pool. The general partner or fund manager then go and invest the money into the different ways that are predetermined through the documents, through all the legal documentation and paperwork. They go invest the money in those different ways. When the money makes money, so it grows, it multiplies, there are returns, there's money made. That money goes back into the pool, and then distributions and payouts are made to the investors. Again, predetermined amounts, predetermined plans. That money is paid out to the investors. The general partner makes money predetermined based on how well the fund does. Some charge a management fee, some don't. And that is what an investment fund is. I hope I made that simple enough to where everybody understands what an investment fund is. Now, there's so many different investment funds. You guys, you can have an investment fund for anything. When we launched our fund, we made sure that we did it the right way. We wanted to, one, do it with people that had done it before. We didn't just want to go figure it out on our own. We joined a group called Fund Launch. Shout out to Bridger Pennington. Him and his team are amazing. And they help fund managers launch hedge funds, investment funds, real estate, different in every different asset class. And they provide the companies and organizations that provide the legal paperwork, the third party admin. So we did this the right way. We spent a lot of money doing it, a lot of time. It was a huge investment on our part because we wanted to do it the right way. But there are people that have funds in every different asset class you can think of. There are people that say, okay, I know how to buy hotels, refurbish them, remodel them, make them beautiful and set up, hospitality wise, like 5-star, like I know how to do this well, and I know how to make money doing this. So they can say, I'm going to start a fund that buys hotels, and they can allow people to come in as limited partners and invest in the fund, and they go buy hotels. There are people that have funds for buying car dealerships, for buying, you name it, buildings. There's cryptocurrency funds. There's stock market investing only funds. Those are usually hedge funds, anything cryptocurrency, stock market. There's real estate funds. There's funds for everything. We happen to personally have a fund that invests in real estate, cryptocurrencies, and trading in the stock market for the passive income that we provide. But there are funds that do all of the things, you name it. And there are people out there who have mastered a way of making money. They are an expert in a specific industry, in a specific asset class. They're an expert in, it could be, buying. It's just like, I'm stuck on words because I've been on these calls with different fund managers and they're like, oh, we're currently buying the machines that make the most random thing in the world. And we're seeing returns and making so much money. And so it can be as intricate and detailed and way out there, or it could be people that buy buildings, multi-unit housing, you name it. So I just want you, the purpose of this is to answer that question, but also I just want you to have an open mind to investing. Don't just think that investing is only the way that your grandparents and great grandparents did it, that it's only for the elite or it's only for so-and-so person. I really want us to have an open mind to non-traditional investing, an open mind to actual multiplication in large percentages, and just be open to what's possible and doing it a little bit differently, and ask questions. Ask questions. What's out there? Who can I trust? Where should I be investing? And definitely the best advice I could give you is just do something. It's never too late. Anybody can start investing and anybody can start somewhere. It's just a matter of making it a determination and getting started. But I believe we all have that mandate to multiply, that mandate to take something and make it grow in not just a little bit, not just addition, but actual multiplication. And that is really simply what I wanted to share with you today. I know this is short and this is sweet, but I just want to get our minds open and just expand our mindset into the possibilities and into investing and into our God-given mandate to multiply. So I hope this helps you. I hope this answers some questions around investing. I hope this gets you thinking. Listen, YouTube is an amazing place. You can literally search the basics on investing, the basics on a hedge fund, on an investment fund, on how to get started in investing. You can open an Acorn account. You can open a Coinbase account and start investing in crypto. Obviously, we have a fund, but I don't just want to share this information so people can invest with us. I just want everybody out there sending their money out to go work, to put it to work so that it can grow and you can do so much good with it. That is my heart. I told you about a book. There's also, what I did want to say about cryptocurrency. Just keep an open mind to cryptocurrency. I always say the very people that told you to be afraid of it are now buying it all because they know we have a very pro crypto government. And so now it's not a matter of, I don't do that. I don't invest in that. Like we can no longer say that because companies like JP Morgan and big companies are buying it. It's just a matter of understanding the cycles, when to buy, when to sell, not being emotional about it, but just be open to it. Do your own homework, do your own research, and just start investing somewhere somehow. And of course, we're here to answer any questions, not to give you financial advice, but to point you in the direction of resources to expand your mind, increase your mindset around investing and multiplying in every area of your life. See you next time.
Before you go, remember, God can use anything. Even the hardest parts of your story can become seeds for multiplication.
If this episode encouraged you, share it with a friend, leave a review, or subscribe so you never miss a moment of hope and truth.
You can also follow us on Mandate to Multiply on Instagram or mandatetomultiply.com to keep growing with us.
Until next time, trust God, steward well what's in your hand,
And live a life fully multiplied.